What if the biggest reason you're not building wealth isn't your income, but your image? Not your salary, not inflation, not bad luck. Just the quiet, everyday decisions you make to look like you're doing well. Let's take a fairly normal situation. You're 28. You live in a mid-sized US or European city. You earn around $65,000 a year. After taxes, that's roughly $4,000 a month. Not bad, not rich, but stable. Now let's look at where that money goes. Rent, $1,500. Car payment, $450. Insurance, fuel, $250. Student loans, $300. Groceries, $400. You're left with about $1,100. Seems manageable. But this is where things quietly shift. You upgrade your phone, not because you need it, but because everyone else has. You lease a slightly nicer car, not because the old one failed, but because it didn't feel successful. You eat out more often, not out of hunger, but because staying in feels behind. Now your monthly lifestyle spending creeps to $800, then $1,000, and suddenly that $1,100 buffer is gone. Not on survival, on appearance. Here's the uncomfortable part. Most people don't actually spend money to improve their lives. They spend it to improve how their lives look to others, and sometimes to themselves. A nicer car doesn't just get you from point A to point B, it sends a signal. A branded outfit doesn't just cover you, it tells a story. And slowly, without realizing it, your spending becomes less about function and more about perception. Let's simplify this. That extra $600 a month you're spending to look better. That's $7,200 a year. Invested modestly over 10 years, that could be around $100,000. But instead, it disappears into things that lose value the moment you buy them. The car depreciates, the phone gets outdated, the clothes go out of trend. But the cost stays. And more importantly, the habit stays. Why does this happen? Because humans are social. We don't measure success in isolation. We measure it relative to others. If your coworkers upgrade their lifestyle, standing still feels like falling behind. If your friends travel, dine out, and post it online, your normal life starts to feel insufficient. So you adjust, not because your life is lacking, but because your reference point changed. This is called lifestyle inflation, but it's not just about income rising. It's about expectations rising, often faster than income ever will. Here's where it becomes a problem. If your spending grows with your desire to appear successful, you can increase your income for years and still feel stuck. You might go from $65,000 to $90,000, but your car gets better. Your apartment gets nicer, your habits get more expensive, and financially, you stay in the same place. No real savings, no meaningful investments, just a higher cost version of the same cycle. Now compare that to someone who thinks differently. Same income, same city, but they don't treat money as a tool for validation. They treat it as a tool for control. They still spend, but with a different intention. Their car is reliable, not impressive. Their lifestyle is comfortable, not performative. They don't rush to match every upgrade they see around them. And because of that, they keep a portion of their income untouched. Not because they're more disciplined, but because they're less influenced. The difference isn't dramatic. It's not about extreme frugality or giving up everything enjoyable. It's about understanding one simple distinction. Are you spending to improve your life, or to improve how your life is perceived? Because those two paths look similar in the short term, but over time they lead to completely different outcomes. One builds quiet stability, the other builds visible pressure. Most people never realize this is happening. They just feel like no matter how much they earn, it's never quite enough. Not because they're doing everything wrong, but because they're solving the wrong problem. They're trying to look financially successful instead of quietly becoming it. If this perspective was useful, consider subscribing.